Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
All set, we're ready to go, so let's get the car out onto the track. Behind. Understood, stopping this lap. Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend. So we'll see you all tomorrow. So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience. The flats open to the elements location test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Surfer Girl, Russell, Franco Colapinto and Jackson, Norris, Ocon, Antonelli and Calimea, Michael Schumacher, Piastri, Pierre Gasly and Maloney, Bortoletto, Sainz, Yuki Tsunoda and Ollie Behrman, Albon, Lawson, Stroll and Jack Doohan rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
The formation lap gets underway ahead of today's sprint. It's going to be interesting to see who gets pole position. As all the cars take their positions on the grid, the final preparations have been made, and all that's left is for the drivers to deliver on track.
DRS now available. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Gap to your teammate behind, 13.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 14th place. And the time last lap, 1 minute 44.4. need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. laps of fuel to go, 9 laps left. Laps of fuel to go, 9 laps left.
Mark, you are a legend. This is for you, mate.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Well, that's an end to the sprint action. Next up, we'll set the grid for the Grand Prix. So we'll see you next time. Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
Drag reduction system, or DRS, allows you to gain speed on certain straights. We call these areas the DRS zones. You can use your DRS in these areas at will during practice and qualifying, but in the race, DRS is only available if you're within 1 second of the car in front. The bar at the bottom of your MFD will fill up as you approach the DRS zone, and once it starts flashing, press the DRS button to activate. Okay guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go. Norris is behind you. Okay, so we've got 27 laps of fuel remaining. 27 laps. car suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Inters seem to be the fastest tyre for now. Okay, we can take you this lap. Sonoda behind. Okay, so their best lap so far, 1:53.8. Okay, heavy rain will be staying with us for a while now, at least a 20-minute window of heavy rain. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles per hour with DRS assistance down the back straight, before the cars brake into the tight hairpin at turn 14. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Antonelli, Leclerc, Surfer Girl and Tsunoda, Piastri, Norris, Meyer and Franco Colapinto, Jackson, Gasly, Ollie Behrman and Sainz, Albon, Michael Schumacher, Esteban Ocon and Gabriel Bortoleto, Doohan, Maloney, Stroll and Liam Lawson rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves? Big excitement? What?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race, Crofty. It's probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest in anticipation. And you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong? And how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can, and they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, failing that, within the points.
now enabled. DRS enabled. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Last lap, 1 minute 42.9. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 3. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay mate, we've got some clear track in front of us and let's make the best of it. So please make this next one a very fast lap. "36 laps of fuel left in the tank, 36 laps. Nice work, you smashed it. Really good job on hitting that target, mate. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 19.1 seconds. Okay, we're only 2 seconds behind the car ahead. Keep pushing. Job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. expected. Stay out a little longer if you can. Copy. Keep on him, he might make a mistake. And we've got 32 laps of fuel left in the tank. A lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. approaching rain in about 10 to 15 minutes. Gap to your teammate behind, 33.1 seconds. Okay mate, your lap times are all over the place right now. We've got to have consistency. Come on, we can do better than this. Okay, just follow the safety car, don't worry about the target now. Okay, we've got a full course caution, the safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta, we need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Right, this is a good chance to change our strategy for the rest of the Grand Prix if we want to. Again. Confirmed. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now. And we're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment. down to 24 laps of fuel remaining. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Okay mate, right, we've got a full battery, which means we can use more of it to gain performance. Let's go. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Just be warned, the underbody showing heavy damage. Systems all looking good, head down. Okay, nice work, really good job with that target, mate. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 7.3 seconds. Gap to your teammate behind, 7.3 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards, and the time last lap, 1:47.3. Tyre condition still looking good. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Weather's changing now, you might want to review our strategy. Got that confirmed. Okay, I think it might just be about time to come and change these tyres. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. And that's Jackson behind. Time last lap, 1:54.9. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres. We think they've got one more stop. There are 22 laps of fuel remaining. intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering changing yours too. Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled. ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there, you're doing well. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters. Okay, so that's a red flag, no overtaking, and let's get back into the pits, please. Okay, we've done all right so far, but this is a chance to take a breath. We've got another half of this race to go, and there's still a big opportunity there. Okay. This restart, let's go. Bodywork's taken a few scrapes, try not to make it any worse, please. Past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do. Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. scrapes, try not to make it any worse, please. Nice move, good job. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, the safety car is out. Safety car is out. We need to form up at reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 7.5 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're 8th. And the time last lap, 1:42.8. Laps of fuel left, 14 laps. You're approaching the safety car, you're leading, so don't pass it. Stay behind the safety car. Okay, the safety car's coming in this lap. We'll be pacing the field in sector 3. Make sure to respect the delta until the safety car's into the pit lane. P1. Okay, as things stand, we'll be third in the championship. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Okay, the car behind has front wing damage. This is our opportunity. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Antonelli's ahead of you, and gap to the car in front, 2.7 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, they've done 10 laps on those tyres. Time last lap, 1 minute 42.0. Okay, you're dropping back by around 1.4 seconds. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
This has been absolutely magnificent. Victory today for Andrea Kimi Antonelli.
Well, a great performance today by this driver, Crofty, and you could see that they're just at one with the car. Maybe really well adapted to the new regulations. They've clearly done their homework back at base, so fantastic stuff. You get the feeling they're going to be hard to stop this season.
Time for that special moment for our special three today. The podium awaits our top three finishers. A young man with a big future, today's a winner. Well done, Kimi Antonelli. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.